So, what is pulmonary ventilation? So, first of all, we look at the functions of respiration. What is the respiration? Respiration means it is the delivery of oxygen to the tissues and remove carbon dioxide from the tissues. The four major functions of respirations are: the first one is the pulmonary ventilation. What is the pulmonary ventilation? This is the inflow and outflow of the air between the atmosphere and the lung. Second one is the diffusion of oxygen and the carbon dioxide between the alveoli and the blood. Third, the transport of oxygen and the carbon dioxide in the blood and body fluids to and fro the body tissue cells. The fourth one is the regulation of ventilation and other facets of respiration. So we are going to discuss today the diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Pulmonary ventilation. Pulmonary ventilation basically is the breathing. It is the process of air flowing into the lungs during inspiration as well as out of the lungs during exhalation. Air flows because of pressure differences between the atmosphere and the gases in the lungs. Air, like any anesthetic gases, flows from the region of higher pressure to a region with the lower pressure. The muscular breathing movements and recoil of the elastic tissue create the changes in the pressure that result in the ventilations. The pulmonary ventilation involves three different pressures. First, atmospheric pressure, second is the intra-alveolar pressure, and third one is the intrapleural pressure. This is a diagram of anatomy of respiratory tree or respiratory system, which start from the larynx and goes up to the alveoli. Now, gas exchange. This diagram shows the flow of gas from the atmosphere to the tissues. Now, gas diffusion. The gas movement throughout the respiratory system occurs predominantly via diffusion. The respiratory and the circulatory system contains several unique anatomic and physiologic features to facilitate gas diffusion. The first feature is a large surface area. This large surface area of the alveolar membrane which showed the distance to travel. The second point is the substantial partial pressure gradient differences, and third one, diffusion coefficient of gases. Transport and delivery of oxygen from the lungs to the tissue and vice versa for CO2 are dependent on the basic gas diffusion law. Now, factor influencing diffusion of gases. First one is the diffusion coefficient of gas, which is influenced by the molecular size of the gas. Second is the temperature. Third one is the fluid viscosity or chemical properties of the membrane. Third one is the density of gas. Second point is the partial pressure gradient between the capillary and the alveolus, which is influenced again by alveolar gas mixture. Second one is the solubility of gases, and third one is the mixed venous blood gas content. Third factor is the surface area of the pulmonary gas exchange surface is the alveolar membrane surface area. Second one is the capillary surface area, and third is the VQ match. This VQ matching describes the interplay between these factors, as both shunts and the dead space result in a reduced gas exchange surface area. Now, capillary transit time. The transit time of blood in the alveolar capillary is normally 0.75 to 1 second. A minimum of 0.25 second is theoretically enough to fully oxygenate the capillary blood. In healthy adult, the minimum capillary transit time is probably about 0.45 second. With disease affecting the blood gas barrier, even at a normal time, may insufficient for the adequate gas diffusion. Now, protein gas binding. The binding of the hemoglobin and the oxygen has a finite reaction rate. This reaction rate is much faster than the diffusion rate. The diffusion alone is insufficient to account for the rate of oxygen uptake in the pulmonary capillaries. Other gases like volatile anesthetics also bind to the serum proteins and triglyceride. Now, oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange at the alveolar capillary membrane in the lung is perfusion limited. Now, different gases have different solubility factor. Gases that are insoluble in blood, like anesthetic gases, nitrous oxide and ether, do not chemically combine with the protein in the blood and accumulate rapidly between the alveolar gas and the blood. This equilibration occurs in the less than 0.75 second, then the red blood cells spent in the capillary bed, means capillary transit time. It means the diffusion of insoluble gases between the alveolar gas and the blood is considered perfusion limited because the partial pressure of gas in the blood leaving the capillary flow has reached equilibrium very fast. So it depends on the blood perfusion or perfusion limit. So the diffusion of these gases result in the depend on the perfusion of the alveolus. In contrast, a diffusion limited gas like carbon monoxide has low solubility in the alveolar capillary membrane but high solubility in the blood because of the high affinity for the hemoglobin. These features prevent the equilibration of the carbon monoxide between alveolar gas and blood during the red blood cell transit time. What is this? These are the means low soluble, high solubility in the blood, so that their pressure will remain low in the pulmonary capillaries. So the transfer of the gas from the alveoli to the pulmonary capillaries is limited by the diffusion. Now the high affinity of the carbon monoxide for the hemoglobin enables large amount of the CO2 to be taken up in the blood with little or no appreciable increase in the partial pressure. We discussed that the gases that are chemically bound to hemoglobin do not exert a partial pressure in the blood like CO. Both carbon monoxide and oxygen have relatively low solubility in the alveolar capillary membrane but high solubility in the blood because of their ability to bind the hemoglobin. This statement is related to the diffusion limited gases or the perfusion limited gases. Now we see the equilibration for the oxygen and carbon dioxide usually occur within 0.25 seconds. Thus, oxygen and CO2 transfer is normally perfusion limited. Now ventilation and perfusion. The ventilation is the movement of air into and out of the lungs, and perfusion is the flow of blood in the pulmonary capillaries. For gas exchange to be efficient, the volume involved in the ventilation perfusion should be compatible. However, factors such as the regional gravity effects on the blood, blocked alveolar ducts or disease can cause ventilation perfusion is to be imbalanced. Now the partial pressure of oxygen in the alveolar air is about 104 millimeter of mercury, whereas the partial pressure of oxygenated pulmonary venous blood is about 100 millimeter of mercury. Now ventilation is sufficient, then oxygen enter in the alveoli. From alveoli it is going into the pulmonary capillaries when the ventilation is sufficient. In contrast, when ventilation is insufficient, the partial pressure of oxygen in the alveoli drops and it will result in the hypoxemia or low diffusion of the oxygen from alveoli to the pulmonary capillaries. Without the large difference in the partial pressure between the alveoli and the blood, oxygen does not diffuse efficiently across the respiratory membrane. The body has mechanisms that counteract this problem. In cases where ventilation is not sufficient for an alveolus, the body redirects blood flow to the alveoli that are receiving sufficient ventilation. This phenomenon is also called as a hypoxic pulmonary vasoconstriction. This is achieved by constricting the pulmonary arteries that serve the dysfunctional alveolus, which redirect blood to the other alveoli that have sufficient ventilation. At the same time, the pulmonary arterioles that serve the alveoli receiving sufficient ventilation vasodilate, which bring in the greater blood flow. This is the same like when which alveoli is not ventilated sufficient, then the blood is directed to the alveoli that is better ventilated. The factors such as the carbon dioxide, oxygen and the pH levels can also serve as a stimuli for the adjusting blood flow in the capillary networks associated with the alveoli. Now disease affecting gaseous diffusion. We see that the diffusion of oxygen or carbon dioxide or any other gases from the alveoli to the pulmonary capillaries is depending on the surface area and the solubility of the blood. So now we see that the disease affecting these portion of the alveolar capillary membrane, what are these? The COPD result in the reduce in the surface area of the alveoli, so that when the surface area is reduced, the amount of the oxygen is reduced that is transferred from the alveoli to the pulmonary capillaries. Now interstitial lung disease, in interstitial lung disease the thickness of the alveolar capillary membrane is increased, so the diffusion is limited, so there is hypoxia, result in the hypoxia. Neuromuscular disease also result in the difficulty in the breathing and respiratory insufficiency, that will also lead to the poor oxygenation of the tissues. Now restrictive lung diseases refers to the conditions where lung volumes are limited, and this will lead to the poor ventilation and lead to the hypoxemia in the patients. Now it's thank you.